Today we're going to show you how to go from this to this with 10 Warzone tips that you absolutely need to be using. I'll be covering everything from slide canceling to snaking, and even one secret tip that will reduce your recoil by 50%. If any of these tips help you out, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. Let's get into it. So for tip number 1, first and foremost, let's talk about snaking. This one is going to be very, very important for you. And I know it's going to be a little bit hard to master, but if you can, I promise you it's worth it. Snaking is described as going into a prone behind some type of object and then rapidly getting up. So the way it looks like on your screen whenever you do it is like this. For example, I'm on a head glitch right here. Pretend this is a whole wall all across, and I don't want this enemy to shoot. What I would do is I would prone and get up as fast as I can. It would look like this. This is called snaking. What are the advantages of snaking? On your screen, you can see the enemy perfect as day. But for whatever reason, on the opposite end, your enemy cannot see you whenever you do this. Or they can only see a small little tip of your head. So what you do is you snake until you see an enemy. They might be able to see you just a bit, but they're not going to be able to shoot you. And then whenever you think it's time, you go down and you do this. Challenge them immediately. That 1 second advantage is going to help you significantly. I promise you, with those 2 tips, you're going to be drastically better than any of your homies. Snaking is one of those things that honestly, not a lot of people ever really use, or at least not anybody that I'm running into in pubs. Every once in a while in ranked, I'll see somebody using it, but it's very underutilized. Just make sure that that head glitch is not too low. All right, so now you're probably wondering, how do you actually do it, right? This one's gonna be a little bit hard, and it's gonna be all about timing. So what I want you to do is I want you to practice proning, and immediately after proning, getting up. Proning, immediately after proning, standing up. So the way that it looks like on my sticks are, I hold R3 because I crouch with R3. And then as soon as my body hits the floor, I move my left stick forward. So for example, crouch, and then as soon as I hit the floor, left stick forward. Like that. And if you do that fast enough, you will be snaking. So again, crouch down until you hit the floor. Then once here, you move your left stick forward if you have auto tac sprint. Right? So the thing with proning is even if you have auto tac sprint on, if you prone forward, you're just going to walk forward. So the way you do that is you have to click your left stick forward. 3 simple ways to do this. Prone until you hit the floor, then left stick forward, click. For example, prone, left stick forward, and then I'm going to click like that. So if you do that all together and you get the timing down, it's going to be really, really nice. So if you want to kind of see how I do it with my sticks, so I click my prone down and then I left stick forward once I go down. So what helps me is whenever I'm moving my left stick forward, obviously you can tell that my player is going to run forward. So whenever I'm going back into the prone, I move my left stick back. So boom, and then back. It helps so I'm staying in place as I'm doing this. So your left stick will quite literally just be going forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. And your right stick, it's all about timing. I promise you, it might seem a little bit difficult at first, but if you get this down, you are going to be absolutely insane. And again, because there's omni movement, you can do this in multiple directions. So you can go left, right, and do this. You could slide to the right and then go into this. Honestly, there's so many different ways to do this. And if you do this right, I promise you, it's going to be insane. We're going to be going over slide canceling. Slide canceling is going to be the foundation that you use to go and maneuver against your enemies. It's probably one of the most important skills to get down, so let's get into it. All you're going to do is run forward and you're going to slide and then press your jump button. So whatever it is, you're going to run forward, slide, jump, slide, jump, slide, jump. What this is going to be doing, it's going to stop your slide mid-slide so that way you're able to get into a gunfight immediately. When doing this right, this is the way it would look. You would run, slide, and then immediately get into a gunfight. But forward slide canceling is just the beginning. You can go sideways slide cancel and break your enemy's cameras. I promise you, this is going to be something that you absolutely must master if you haven't done so yet. So what you can do in the middle of your gunfights, you can run to your left, slide cancel, and then instantly shoot. For example, run to the left, slide cancel, shoot. Now, if you're doing this in-game, I'm telling you, this can be absolutely broken because you can go left, slide cancel, right, slide cancel, left, slide cancel. Anytime you see Joe, Zyro, all these movement guys, this is what they're doing. When it comes to slide canceling specifically, it's not necessarily slide canceling that makes you absolutely good or makes you really, really insane. It's more so how you use it. For example, when an enemy is chasing you, what you can do is get behind a wall so they can no longer see you. As they're chasing you, they think you're going to continue running. And then whenever you time this right, you can slide cancel back around the corner and challenge the enemy. 99% of the time, they're not going to be expecting that and you are going to get the kill. When it comes to Call of Duty, there's just a couple different things that give you a skill gap. That's IQ, movement, and gunning. I'll get into the other 2 later, but this is movement, and so make sure you're spending a lot of time practicing your slide canceling, but not just slide canceling itself, but knowing when and how to use it. Now, for the next step, this is going to be turning on the hybrid setting. Hybrid setting got introduced, I believe, in Modern Warfare 2, and it is honestly the best setting possible right now for movement. With the introduction to the new diving mechanic, you had to choose between tap to slide or tap to dive. Most people had tap to slide on and then hold to dive, but they then introduced this new ability called hybrid. What this allowed you to do do is be able to tap to slide and also tap to dive. But how do you do that? There's only so many buttons. And Call of Duty came up with a pretty good solution to this. They made it so where whatever button that you're using to slide is going to be what you're using to dive as well, but with a little bit of a twist. So I have hybrid on, and so whenever I want to slide, all I have to do is click my R3. So for example, I run forward, click R3, I slide, and then I just slide cancel. R3, slide. R3, slide. As you can see, all I'm doing here is I'm clicking R3. That's it. What they also did was add the ability to dive as well with the same button. But the way you do this is you have to click your L3 and then click your R3 as well. So for example, I'm running, I click my L3 right here, and then whenever I want, I click my R3 to dive. Same thing over here. I run without clicking my L3. All I have to do is click right one. But now if I want to dive, I click my left stick forward and then click R3. Now I dive. So you can imagine how crazy you can get with this. You can slide around corners, get behind head glitches. You can slide again, you can snake, and then immediately get into a dive. There's so many possibilities here with Omni movement and the way they've done things. Your movement can look absolutely buttery if you do master these things. Hybrid is one of those settings that I think everybody should have on, and I know there's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve, but I promise you, you will get better. Now for tip number 4, this is going to be very, very important, and if anything, this one might be the most important setting out of all of these, and that is finding your right sense. If you've watched any of my videos, this is the most common mistake I always tell people, and that is you are probably using the wrong sense. Now, what does that mean? Honestly, most people don't really use too slow of a sense. If anything, they use way too high of a sense. Back in the day, everybody used to play on 2020 due to sniping, and a lot of people thought, oh, this is the way you should play competitive, or this is the way you be the best. But when it comes to people who actually shoot straight, if you're on 2020, you're putting yourself at a competitive disadvantage. And whether you're going against players like Aiden or Diaz Biffle, or you're going against Timmy Schmo and Joe, you want to be shooting as straight as possible. So if there's one thing again that you should take from this video, it's this: change your sense right now. But Call of Duty, for whatever reason, decided to change things up and change the way that sense looks. Before, it was 1 1 2 2 3 3 all the way up to 20 cents. Now they changed it from like 0 all the way up to 0.2 to decimals to 4.0. I don't know, it's weird. I'll show you. So from here, if you go down to your sensitivity here, it has horizontal sensitivity and vertical sensitivity, and it has 1.5, and it goes all the way down to 0 or 0.5. I don't even know what it goes all the way down to, 0.10. And this thing is just, I don't know. It made it confusing for whatever reason, but I get it. They wanted to give people more options. What sense should you be using? I'm going to tell you right now, if you're using anything over a 2 here, you are probably playing on too high of a sense. My recommendation, and don't just take my word for it, 90% of the pro scene from Warzone and almost every single pro player in the CDL all uses about the same sense or around the same parameters. When it comes to the CDL players, a lot of them play on 1.6, 1.65, 1.7 cents. That's what I would say is the sweet spot. Now, when it comes to Warzone, you can get away with playing on a little bit higher cents, but I would not go any higher, my personal opinion, than 1.9. Even then, I would probably stick to 1.8. If I had to give you a window, I would say 1.5, the absolute least amount you should probably have, all the way up to a 1.8 is where I would keep it. It's gonna make sure that you miss the least amount of bullets possible and keep your centering on point. For those of y'all saying, nah, I'm gonna stick to 2020, again, your 2020 might work against Billy, Bob, and Schmo, but then whenever you play and go up against the best players in the world, I promise you, nobody is really using that. But a lot of the times, they just do it for content, not to actually be the best at the game. Again, the people who have money on the line and are playing this game to be the best play on anywhere from 1.5 to 1.8. For example, Diaz Biffle plays on 1.5, Aiden plays on 1.6, and Shifty and Soka play on 1.7 and 1.8. Now, me personally, I play on 1.5, 1.5. I found this is what works best for me, and I might even think about upping it to maybe 1.6, but I don't think I'll be going any higher than that. Now, let's say I did go to 1.6 and I wanted something a little bit faster, but I know that more than likely my aim might suffer just a tad. There are some things you can do to counter that. So if you go over to your aiming tab and you go to your sensitivity multiplier, I want you to scroll down to your ADS sensitivity multiplier. This by default is set to 1. Now, all this does is it pretty much changes your sensitivity whenever you're aiming down sight. So in theory, if you raise your regular sense whenever you're not aiming down sight to a 1.6, technically speaking, your aim down sight sense is going to get a little bit faster as well. So what you can do to counter this is put your ADS sensitivity multiplier down to, let's say, a 0.9 or even a 0.8 if you want it a little bit slower. What this is going to do is whenever you're tracking opponents, it's going to make it a lot easier to track them, and it's going to slow down the ADS sensitivity just a bit. Now, if you really don't want to change your really high sensitivity, I'd at least recommend bring down your ADS sensitivity multiplier. It will make your shot a lot better. Me personally, I think I'm going to stick to this. If I do decide to switch to 1.6 sensitivity, I definitely be running 1.6 1.6, 1.6, and I'll go to my sensitivity multiplier and I'm gonna put that to 0.9. That's what I think is going to be the best possible sense. Now for number 5, this is going to be also very, very important. And this is gonna come down to your actual aiming. Remember what I said earlier? There's 3 things in Call of Duty that I think make you good. That's movement, which we talked about. Next is gunning. We went over the sensitivity. Now let's go over how to actually shoot your gun. And I know that's gonna sound crazy, but let me explain. This is one tip that I learned a long time ago, and it absolutely changed completely the way I play. And that is, you aim with your left stick, not with your right. That sounds crazy, right? Let me show you. A lot of the people that are not the greatest at this game, they play like this. They run, they see an enemy, let's say here on this pine tree, and then they go like this. They stop and they shoot like this, and they can't control the recoil, and they miss a lot of shots. But in actuality, the way you're supposed to play is you put your center dot where you think the enemy's gonna be, let's say on this tree right here, and then from there, you don't want to move your right stick anymore. You want to move your left stick. The only time you're moving your right stick is to control recoil, or if your enemy goes up or down. So for example, you go here, and then you want to shoot, and then you want to move with your left stick. It's constantly strafing. Whenever anybody's getting into a gunfight, a lot of the times what they'll do is they'll aim and they'll be off target. For example, like this. And most of the time, the way they adjust, they're gonna move their right stick and then shoot. But that's not how all the best players in the world play. What I want you to do instead is, if you're off target by a little bit, instead of moving your right stick, I want you to strafe to the right. This is gonna make it to where you're not making your aim bad. The more you have to move your right stick, the more opportunities you have to miss bullets. If you're off target just a little bit and you move your left stick to the right a little bit, it's going to make it a lot easier to hit your target. I want you to keep this in mind next time you're watching any of your favorite streamers. Notice how a lot of the times they're not moving their right stick at all, and all they're doing is moving their left stick and making sure they get on target by using their left stick, not their right. Don't get me wrong, every once in a while, yes, you can snap onto an enemy and use your right stick, but most of the time, people are going to be using their left stick in the middle of gunfights. Of course, when you're snapping onto players, that's totally fine. But if you're on target right now and you're trying to shoot people, let's say here, you want to move your left stick to the left, and it'll help a lot with making sure you're on target. Get into the habit of using your right stick less and your left stick more, and you will get better. Now for number 6, it's how to zone your opponents. What that means is, how do you 1v3 or 1v4 enemies? And a lot of the times, people just overcomplicate this. I solo squad a lot, and I think it's the most fun game mode to play. And I get asked a lot, how do you do this? How do you 1v3? How do you 1v4? And it comes down to one simple thing. It's not necessarily a 1v4. It's 4 separate 1v1s. Whenever I know I'm battling a squad, I always make sure to zone out my enemies. What I'm trying to do is keep moving around and keep putting myself into a position where the enemy is going to overexpose themselves. 90% of the time, whenever you're playing against somebody and they see that you're a solo, they're going to think, oh, he's a solo, I'm just gonna run at them. And that is when they make a mistake. 1 or 2 people out of the 4 push you, and you get an easy first blood. From there, it's all about using your angles and moving around until you can separate each individual player. Let me show you an example of this. So in that clip, I want you to notice how he separated every single one of those fights into 1v1. That was about 4 to 5 different players, but he never really took on 2 players at once. He always tried to isolate himself and make sure he's always fighting 4 separate 1v1. This is going to take a lot of practice, but you will get better. Focus on solo trios and solo squatting, and make sure you're constantly moving around and trying to catch the enemy slipping. 90% of the time, even in competitive customs against the best players in the world, people will always make a mistake. So look for that mistake, look for the scammer, and I promise you it's going to pay off in the end. So to summarize zoning or 1v4 and 1v3, make sure you're putting yourself into 3 separate 1v1s or 4 separate 1v1s and catch the scammer. Now coming in at number 7, and this one's going to be very important, is prioritize rotations or win condition. So what exactly is win condition? Win condition is defined as the condition it takes to win the game. For example, let's think about Fortnite. In Fortnite, 90% of the win condition is always high ground. The higher ground you are, the higher chance you have of winning the game. I call this out a lot whenever I'm playing solo squads or streaming. I'm always looking at what is the win condition for gunfights and what is the win condition for the actual game. 90% of the time, I'm looking for high ground or places that have really good headies or some type of way to give me an advantage. Here, I immediately saw where the gas is rotating. Look at this minimap here. I saw it's rotating up and there's 3 players above me. So what do? Instead of waiting for these guys to jump down and possibly get kills, the smarter option would be rotate early on top of this mountain in front of me. That is win condition. The faster faster I can get to that position, the easier it's going to be for me to win this gunfight. I want you to think about it like this. It's not necessarily whether I win or lose this game. It's more of what is going to give me the higher probability of winning a gunfight or the game. So if I stay in this position and I wait for the enemies to drop down, that probability goes way, way down. If I rotate early and I hold them out as they're rotating, the probability goes up significantly. Let's watch this out. I get above. I have high ground now.
Fuck you.
You gotta chop me. 4 teams, 1v2v. Last guy's down low.
Now finish this.
Gonna have to come right here to the right. Easy picks. Got the positioning. Gonna smoke that guy. Dead. Last one. Where is he? Let's go! A little 38! So that right there is just one example of you using high ground and you using win condition to win your gunfights. Making sure you prioritize your rotation above everything is going to help you in those late game situations. Always look for the high ground and always look for what position is going to be the best overall. That can also mean what places have really good head glitches or what places have really good position. But a good rule of thumb is to always make sure you're trying to get the high ground on your enemies. So practice that. On your next endgame, try and think about what position gives me the higher probability of winning. Once you can figure that out and utilize that in endgame and even in gunfights, you are going to get exponentially better. Now for number 8, let's talk about something else that a lot of people can confuse for cheating, and that is mini-map awareness, especially in Rebirth. Notice how a lot of streamers always are looking up towards the left whenever you see them play. A lot of Twitch comments are like, oh, what are you looking at? Are you looking at your third monitor? Are you cheating? Are you looking at your hacks? But those messages right there are a big sign that that player does not really know how to play the game right. One thing that I've learned in the 15 plus years of playing Call of Duty is your minimap is king. Constantly looking at your minimap and playing for info is very, very important. Notice some of the best players in the world like Aiden, Shifty, Soka. These guys are always looking to the top left of their minimap, constantly trying to see, okay, what info can I get from that minimap? Obviously, you know, people are shooting, so you can look up for there, but more so seeing, okay, is there enemies getting into different engagements? Where's the circle rotating? What circle am I on? How much time is left on this circle? There's so much info that can be gathered there, and if you utilize that to your advantage, you are going to become way better. Probably the one that you're going to be using the most is whenever you get a kill in Rebirth, automatically looking top left to see where the enemy's teammates are. For those of you that don't know, anytime you kill an enemy on Rebirth, there's a ping that shows where their teammates are. So this is why you should constantly be looking top left, always at your minimap and getting as much info as possible. Now coming in number 9, and a lot of people don't really do this, is going to be shouldering. Not a lot of people know about shouldering, but if you get this down, it will make you better. So what is shouldering? Shouldering is defined as whenever behind a wall and you cannot see what's in front of you, you quickly sidestep and shoulder the wall to see if there's any enemies there. As opposed to what most people do, they just run around the corner, and if they get caught lacking, they die. What a lot of the best players do is they get behind the corner and they quickly shoulder to see if there's any enemies there, maybe even do a double shoulder to see if any enemies come out, and if there's nobody there, they then run through and keep going. I know a lot of y'all watching this just sprint behind the corner and don't even look to see if there's an enemy there. So let me show you how this looks. Let's take this door for example. There could be an enemy right here waiting for you on this head glitch, waiting to kill you, right? But what a bad player would do was run through the door and just get caught lacking and try to gun him off the heady. But what a good player would do is they'll come here and they'll shoulder back and forth and see if there's an enemy there. That way, you know to put your center dot where the enemy might be. Now, you don't have to just do this in doorways. You can do this to any single wall. For example, this hallway. There could be an enemy right here looking at you, proning, and waiting for somebody to come through. A lot of the times, people catch me slipping whenever they're prone. So what you're doing whenever you're shoulder is you're playing for information. I know there might be a guy somewhere in this room, so what I would do is I would come here, shoulder, and see if there's anybody watching this. Most of the time, you're gonna expect somebody maybe up here. You're not gonna expect somebody laying down right here on the floor. So whenever you shoulder, you come back, you know that there's a guy there, you can challenge him on the floor. Shouldering is pretty much playing for info and utilizing your movement and utilizing shouldering to your advantage. Next time you need to break through a room, don't just fly in there in hopes that you can gun everybody. I recommend go in, shoulder, maybe a couple seconds, and then go in. Now, speaking on centering, let's move on to our number 10 tip, and that is exactly that, centering. I think centering is the most important skill that any player should have. Whenever I'm trying to scout for new up-and-coming players, I automatically look for one thing: how good is their centering? I know if they have bad centering, I don't care how good their IQ is, how good their shot is, they're more than likely not going to be the greatest player. But players with insane centering are always really, really good. And why is that? Well, I'll explain in a bit, but let me quickly show you what exactly centering is. Centering is defined as putting your center dot, so this yellow center dot, putting it where I think an enemy is going to be. Let's use, for example, the enemy that was pretending to be proning down here. Instead of having my center dot up here and sidestepping and hoping that there might be an enemy here, if I know that he's down here, I increase my chances by putting my center dot on the floor, putting it here, and making sure I instantly aim. The whole goal of centering is making sure you have to do the least amount of adjustments possible. If your centering is good, for example, let's say this pink vase right here. If your centering is good, you want to make sure you're constantly moving your center dot onto the pink vase. Watch any CDL Pro, watch any of the top Warzone guys, and you'll see that they have really, really good centering. Now, this doesn't just stop at knowing whenever your enemy's at. This is also putting your center dot where you think an enemy's going to be in upcoming gunfights. For example, these lines are pretty good head glitches that a lot of people use to hold down this lane. If an enemy's here holding this, what I would do is if I'm coming through the opposite doors, I would immediately try to put my center dot where I think an enemy is going to be. So I'm turning this corner, I'm keeping the center dot right here. That way I can instantly aim down sight. As opposed to if I have my center dot down here and an enemy's up there to my left, I have to adjust, aim down sight, and shoot. Those are milliseconds that you are probably going to be dead by the time it's over. What I'd recommend to always do is whenever going down corners, keep your center dot on the corner of the building. Keep it always here going where you think an enemy might be. I know this is going to sound like Glaze, but look at Diaz Biffle play. He doesn't do a lot of crazy movements. He doesn't do a lot of crazy flashy stuff, but his centering is really damn good. He puts his center dot where he always thinks an enemy is going to be. When it comes to the CDL side of things, look at players like Dashy. Their centering is really, really good. The better your centering is, the less you have to adjust your aim. I'll say this, make sure you don't turn into one of those YY TikToker people that are doing this constantly. YY TikToking, this is probably the worst thing that you could do for your game sense and for making you better. You don't need to be flashy to be good at Call of Duty. All you need is good aim, good IQ, and good movement. You probably don't even need good movement if you have good aim and good IQ. So next time you're in game, focus on your centering. Make sure you're constantly putting your center dot where you think an enemy is going to be. Don't run forward and then turn. Instead, run forward, put your dot where you think an enemy is about to be, put your center dot where you want the enemy to be at. This is going to make a world of a difference when it comes to your aiming, and you are going to get drastically better. If there's any tip at all that you take from this video, it's this one. Make your centering great. The better your centering, the better player you are going to be, and that is hands down. Now for a final and last bonus tip. This is changing one setting to give you 50% less recoil. I want you to go over to your graphics settings and head over to view. From here, I want you to scroll all the way down to camera. This by default is set to 100. What this is going to do is make your screen a lot more shakier and make your game feel a lot more immersive, but give you a competitive disadvantage. So what I want you to do here is put this down to 50%. This is going to make it to where every single movement doesn't shake you as much and you're going to feel a lot more grounded. A lot of people still have this on, and it's going to make your game a lot shakier and a lot more movement across the board. But that's not the setting that changes your recoil. Head over to your graphics settings, go over to view, and head down to your field of view. For field of view, put this to 120. The higher your field of view, the less visual recoil you have. But that's not all. Make sure to go down to your ADS field of view and put this to affected. If you have this on independent, whenever you aim down sight, look how bad this looks. It shakes like crazy. But whenever you change it to affected, look how it looks now. The difference is night and day. And that's not all. You know, I gotta give you one extra tip. Make sure to put your weapon field of view set to wide. This setting is going to make you feel like you have less recoil than you actually do. These are all just a bunch of little tips that in the long term will make a big difference to your game. Now, I'm gonna go try these 10 tips and win a couple games of Rebirth. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of heads here. Oh, that's mine, not yours. Okay. All right, so here I want to focus on centering. Look at my center dot. I knew an enemy might be here, so I put the center dot where I thought he was going to be. Same thing there. There's people above me. Look at, I'm looking at my mini-map, looking at top left. This guy's dropped down. Easy kill. Up top, that's another easy kill. Alright, self-res, be an easy kill. Oh my gosh. That was close. I didn't even hear that guy. I'm gonna land in the window. That guy had the same idea. See, these guys are down low. I'm looking at my mini-map right now. You're gonna be so checked when I kill you. Putting my center dot where I know the enemy's about to be. Okay. I'll let him rock. There should be like 3 players here. down low. Another guy down low. A different gun. Okay, look at my mini map 2 above me. Gotta be careful here. Oh, he dead. I don't want to burn. Give me 1 second. I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you.
Enemy dropping into the AR.
This guy's down low.
Located the rest of them.
Outside. Hey, he's to my right. Look where I'm putting my center dot. It's another guy. Yeah, look at it. I'm slide canceling using the tips that I gave you guys. I'm slide canceling left, slide canceling right. Look at this. I'm gonna catch him off rip. Look, easy. Easy wipe. Easy wipe. All right, let's get some guns. We got 5K. Let's get a key card. We'll go from there. So notice how the entire time I'm strafing left and right. I'm doing the things that I told you guys in the tips. I'm keeping my centering good. I'm trying not to utilize my right stick as much. Guy here on me. Works. Guys all around me.
You've got a loadout drop inbound.
All right, here we go. Oh, I don't like these iron sights. I forgot how bad they are. Second floor. That's gonna cluster me. There's 2 here. I'm gonna slide across, get behind the heady. I'm gonna leave that on the heady. See, I see this guy now. Oh, there's no more. Okay, this, I didn't realize how bad the sight is. Screw it. I'll take it though. Let's go around. Let's rotate early. I saw another one in front of him. Okay, look at my mini map. There's 3 guys. I gotta try to isolate these guys. So this is a 1v4 here. Isolate, isolate. Turn it into 3 separate 1v1s. Catch one slipping. Here behind me. This. I know this guy's right here. See if I can. I'm just gonna try to isolate this guy. Try to catch somebody slipping. Let them make the mistake here. Another one. I saw the other one in front of him. Yeah, see, look. TV peeks me. Does. Okay, we're good. Let's rotate out in front. And we separated those guys pretty good. We let them be the ones to make the mistakes. See if I can get this guy slipping down low. Back up. Guy's in front of me. Okay. This guy's above. This one's down low. I'm gonna try to bait this guy out right here.
Enemy destroyed. Use your tac map to hunt down the rest of them.
Probably gonna jump out. He's probably gonna jump out. Not. Screw it. Oh no! I wiped.
The rest of that squad on your tac map. Get hunting.
Throw a nade in front of him. Above me. I'm down.
Enemy dropping into the.
Okay, this guy's the last one. I might need to leave him. Guys in front of
Enemy
me.
destroyed. Use your tac map to hunt down the rest of them.
Look at that. See that gunfight right there? I literally knew where he was gonna be. I centered my center dot where I thought he was gonna be, and then I shot him. A lot of people don't play like that. They play just like they just try luck of the draw. My God, I gunned him.
Oh hell no, bro! I don't know how the fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro! Don't
Yo,
do that.
This gun shoots.
Fuck you, asshole.
There you go. 7 players left. Or no, not 7. 7 teams left. Let's get a little UAV skis here. Rotate. So where's this circle ending? It's probably gonna end down low to the right.
Fuck you.
Could have waited for an advance. I mean, that's
Fuck you, asshole. Fuck you.
right there. The entire time I was aiming there. Got my minimap. No, there's a guy second floor. The entire time I aimed on this guy, I was not focusing on.
Attack map to hunt them.
I was not using my right stick to aim. I was using my left stick the entire time.
Facing the rest of them. Fire sale is active. 5 station prices are adjusted. Remaining operators from that squad.
Last
Hunt
one.
them down.
Let's go kill this other guy in front of me. When you have an advanced UAV, make sure you're constantly looking at your minimap the entire time.
Fuck you,
Kill.
asshole.
Marking the rest of that squad on your tag map. Get hunting. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the sky. Emergence is about to end. Make it
Top.
count. Target down. Marking the rest.
How about you? 5 teams
Kill
left.
confirmed. We've located the rest of them.
Oh my gosh, that guy's mic is insane.
Remaining operators
Hey,
from that
yo.
squad. Hunt them down.
All right, fire cell. Let's go get another advanced UAV. So where's this circle ending? So it's gonna end on me. I already have rotation here. One,
Phased plasma rifle, 40-watt range.
guys in front of me. Get a gassy. Self. So I know there's guys right here. I'm just looking at the minimap the entire time to see where he's gonna chow me from.
Good kill.
Anything over here? So all these guys are rotating prison. I have all this to myself. I can keep clearing this out.
Fuck you,
Fuck.
asshole.
All right, so we have all these guys. This guy headquarters might be a problem, but honestly, everybody else is pretty cleared out. These guys are all gonna die off rotation. All right, we might need to focus on the guys up top. Maybe even the guys down low over here to the right. To the left, sorry. All right, let's try it. I know where everybody's at. These guys are gonna kill each other. Where exactly are they? The very bottom. Are they underwater? One's underwater. This guy's not.
Target down. Marking the rest of them.
All right, where are you, buddy?
Emergence is closed. No more second chances.
There you are.
You asshole.
Okay, we got 36 right now. All right, so now let's focus on holding all these guys out, right? So they got to come down to me. Where could I put myself to be in a better position?
Hostile UAV in the
I
area.
have 5 teams left. I could focus on the bottom guys.
Additional contract online.
You know what? Let me try focusing on see if I can get a blood on this. Oh my gosh, this guy's on top of the tower. Do that. He
Fuck
lands
you,
to my left.
asshole.
Gas is inbound.
Where's this guy at? He's close on me.
Randy. Okay, go better than you.
Let him make the mistake.
Who's the nigga now?
Worst game I ever. Yeah, he had in the corner. Terminator dude.
I heard somebody close on me.
I know.
One.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Damn.
Asshole.
All right, let me get rotation now first. Okay, cannons are going to be priority right here. Watch, let me show you why. Cannon has this big wall right here that I can use to hold people out. If I can stay here and I can hold the people underneath me and to the right, I should be in a really good position here. Just got to make sure not to die here. I got 2 teams fighting me here. I got to be careful. I could get pinched if I don't play this right.
You're losing ground. Moving.
They're fighting.
Fuck you, asshole.
I'm gonna focus on my back real quick. Guys are having to focus on rotation. I'll let them do the sloppy work here. I hear him. I'm just zoning out everybody right now. 5.
3 squads left in the war.
Where does this pull? Where does this pull? I want to try and get early rotation. See, it pulls to me, so I'm good. I got to utilize these head glitches in front of me.
Enemy airstrike in the area.
My God.
Gas is closing in.
It's,
Fuck you, asshole. Fuck you.
I need a blood here. I need 1 pick. That's what I needed. Gotta be careful with this guy to my left. There's a guy to my left. Go down low.
Targets evaded. Bounty
Fuck you, asshole. Fuck you.
That one.
Yeah, bro. My bad. Fuck.
the last 2. Now finish it.
Throw smoke. Isolate. Gonna try to make a play here. There's 2 here. Throw another smoke. Him. I know there's another one behind me somewhere. Where are you, bud? Oh no, I didn't mean to jump down. Okay, this is not good. I'm gonna smoke this guy out. He's gotta be above me. No, he's not. You're behind the heady. They can make the mistake. He has no plates now. I'm gonna get high ground in this. Never mind, I'm short. Never mind, I'm not short. And he's horrible. Come on! A quick little 46. Notice how I prioritize positioning and win condition over everything. Positioning is everything in this game. Come on, baby! Wow! More.
Soldier incoming.
I'm down.
Fuck you, asshole.
Hunt down the rest of them.
What are you doing?
Remain in
There are so many heads here.
squad. Hunt them down.
There's so many heads here.
Attack map.
Whoa,
Hunt
he hit
down
that?
the
Oh, I
rest
thought he sniped me.
Fuck you, asshole.
of them. Kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your attack map. Get hunted.
There's another one in front of me. Shouldering hit. Above me then. Center dot here. Easy.
Nothing clean, right?
2 above me. I gotta be careful here. We're gonna try to stair glitch this. Oh.
Fuck you, asshole.
Wow, they got wiped. There's still so many heads by me.
Enemy UAV is online.
You guys are all above me, I think. See if he can make the mistake. Yup. I'm using my left stick to aim the entire time.
Fuck you.
On. Got me.
Hostile UAV.
Guys still above. Okay, down low. 2 of them.
Hunt them down.
Turn around.
Asshole. Fuck you, asshole.
Making him. Making him. Oh, I almost did it to him. All right.
Enemy destroyed. Use your attack map to hunt down
Guys
the rest
above
of them.
me.
Fuck you, asshole.
Put my center dot where I think the enemy's gonna be. Dead.
Fuck you.
There's another guy here. See if I can get a blood on these guys. Right. We'll dip out of here. These guys are second floor. Or they're low. Oh, they're low.
Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad.
Oh my gosh, there's so many people here.
Target down. Marking the rest of them. Enemy
Easy.
hunt down the rest.
Easy kills.
5 squads still operational in the AO.
See. There was a team to my left, so I gotta be careful here. He shouldered this. I hear somebody. Maybe I should get high ground here. Okay, guys down low. I'm gonna get high ground. Hopefully be able to get a blood here.
You've got gas moving
Could be
in.
blind. Gosh. I'm gonna catch one slipping. Yes, sir.
Asshole.
Oh, they're all up top. Jesus. Jesus, there's so many heads here. Let's focus on our back.
Target down. Marking the rest of them.
Nobody. I don't know if there's anybody behind me.
Fire sale active. Buy station prices have been reduced.
Doing, bud. Easy picks.
Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your tac map.
I'm gatekeeping this area, man. He's angry. Nobody's behind me.
Surgeon's window is ending. Watch your six.
I mean, there is one guy directly under me, but oh yeah, the Skull Queen. All right, this person's above
Squad. Hunt
and at the top again. I should probably get an airstrike for that. You know what? I'm gonna drop down and then advanced. Somebody's here. I hear him.
Enemy destroyed. Use your
Peek it,
tac
peek it,
map
peek
to
it.
hunt down the rest of them.
Oh, you want to?
UAV available for tasking.
Nice night for a walk.
UAV standing by.
Fire sales done. Prices are back to
Fuck you,
normal.
asshole.
See if I can get a
UAV available
cluster from
for
this.
tasking.
Cluster.
We are ready for
Cluster
launch.
the center.
FFV, danger close.
He's gonna have to jump now. What part do you jump from, buddy? It is. All right, look at all these guys over here. Wait, literally everybody's over here.
That's in the war zone. Stay
Oh my
alert.
gosh. Guys in the air. You're about to get clustered, no? I can.
Resurgence
Right.
is
Oh, he has high ground too.
This is the end.
I gotta be careful here. I gotta get this guy off as soon as possible. I have 8K, yeah. Let's airstrike this. This guy can be the guy that ruins my whole entire game here. To airstrike.
Precision airstrike ready for tasking.
The 45
Airstrike
front
that.
slide with laser sighting.
Gotta jump now.
Copy.
Wait, that doesn't hit him, right?
Fuck
Jumped
you,
off.
asshole.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Oh, I just clustered that.
Kill gap.
All right, another enemy landing. Okay, let me airstrike it once again.
LDBR awaiting targeting data.
Okay, you're gonna have to jump. Where do you want to go, buddy? Shoot. This guy jump? He didn't.
Fuck you.
Nah, come on.
To instruct, no casualties.
Last 4.
There's 6 players left, 1v5. I know one's knocked there. Is this guy still up here?
Fuck you.
I gotta be real careful with this, man. All right, you notice here, I'm gonna wait for this circle to close, then I'm gonna decide where I wanna go. I got clustered from a mile away. I'm good. All right, who has positioning here? Okay, I have high ground, I have positioning, I don't have to move. I have high ground, literally, I'm in the perfect spot to win this game. I'm in a 1v3. These guys are all right here. They're gonna have to rotate into me. As soon as that cluster's done, I'm gonna go up top and I'm gonna see what I can see and see if I can catch somebody slipping. See? I'm shouldering this as well. See? It's a dead body. Where are you? There's 3. So the rest. I'm gonna try to get this guy coming back. It's impossible. He's gonna pull. Oh, he pulled. Oh my gosh.
LDBR inbound.
Got one knock. He clustered me again.
you, asshole.
But the good thing is here, I could just use this.
UAV standing by.
This shouldn't hit me, right?
12 gauge autoloader.
Verga, allá arriba están.
There you go. One above me. Knocked him. Go up. Knocked him. Now they gotta rotate to me. Okay, now I know where they're at. They gotta roll again to me. I've literally my positioning is way better than theirs. I could jump across. Look, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get ahead of them now. They're gonna try to go all the way around to this ledge behind it. This thing kills so fast. 1v1. Last one. I'm holding my power position. He's behind this wall, I think, so he might try to get here before me. And now I have the power position. I just gotta make sure I don't die. Wasn't this wall. I have kind of a heady here. Yep. Easy. Easy. Easy win here. He has gas mask. Does he decide to rotate away? Either way, he's dead. Sure. Where you going? Where you going? Where you going?
Fuck you, asshole.
I mean, the only way he can go is down low. He's dead. Hey, positioning is everything. That was a 1v4 right there. I was at a man disadvantage, but I played my positioning well. We got the dub. I'm telling you, utilize all those tips, and I promise you, you will get better.